Hi, it's Kevin Bates here, and I promised Samson Williams that I would post about the concepts that young children have about money, because I have a bunch of young children and I spent a couple of hours yesterday when we went to the park talking to them about what they thought money was and related concepts. So to summarize, because you don't want to hear the awful amount of babble that came out of their mouths in between all these discussions. Firstly, looking at my twin 4-year-olds, they have a very limited understanding of abstract concepts. So the concept of value was a hard one for them to get their heads around unless it was dealing with concrete objects. And in particular, they couldn't do comparative valuing. So my 4-year-old son, for example, thought that a swap of a Barbie doll for a lollipop was a fair one because he's not interested in Barbie dolls and he does like lollipops. So getting the respective levels of value from a kind of third-party view is missing there. I think that's what it boils down to with them, is that they are only just starting to get their heads around the concept that other people are different to them, that they have different motivations and different concerns and value things differently. So that means that you're going to have a hard time explaining money to them. The 6-year-old twins that I have a bit more of a concept of value and a bit more of a concept of money, in that they know that money is a physical object that you can use in order to get things that you want, and they also have a better ability to judge that something might be less valuable to them and more valuable to someone else, and therefore worth swapping or trading. But again, abstractions are hard for them, and they also still don't have the concept of deferred gratification nailed down yet. They still would rather have a lollipop today than 10 lollipops in a week's time. Although my 6-year-old twin daughter, not my twin, her brother's twin, is slightly better at this than her brother, who wants everything immediately. So again, that's going to give you a difficult time trying to explain money, because when it's seen as a store of value, it's a deferred thing. And they do have a concept that money is used for trading or for exchanging and making the exchanges easier, but they only see it purely in terms of physical things. Now, if we move up to my 9-year-old son, he's got those things more down to pat. He's got a better understanding of what value is, certainly can see things from the perspective of other people, and therefore make more shrewd decisions than, for example, his 4 or 6-year-old siblings. And but again, he's not quite there on the abstraction understanding. He still sees money as something physical, and he understands its purpose very, very clearly, that it's what you use to buy stuff. And again, I'm not 100% sure that he understands that it can also be used as a sort of future promise based on current labor. So one of the ideas of money is that you work, you receive money, then you can use it later on to buy things that you want. And the connection is kind of there, but it's not very strongly there. So I think that young children just don't have the mental structures in place in order to fully comprehend what money is in any real sense other than an immediate practical one. But then, to be fair, I think that is the case for most people out there. Most people haven't thought about what it is. Most people don't generally think in terms of abstraction, and they generally can only hold one idea in their head at a time. So my conclusion is, I think it's impossible to explain to a 3-year-old in any real sense what money is, other than at a very basic fundamental, here are some discs and you can use them to get things that you want, and that's about it. So hope that was interesting, Samson, and I'll see you all in the next video soon. Bye for now.